Well, hello gardeners, it's Lauren from Till and Trell here on a late, well, I was going to say afternoon, but it's really the evening. It's, 7:39 in the evening here Central Time. Still kind of bright out, and we are in the middle of a pretty bad heat wave. The garden is, well, it's very thirsty when this kind of weather, which of course, I mean, that makes total sense. So I'm up here watering. I had come previously on Friday night, so let's see, what is that, 2 days, not every day, but every other day I'm getting up here to water, and the ground is just soaking it up. Tomatoes really need all that water, so that's how come I'm so aggressive about watering. Well, I shouldn't say aggressive, just trying to keep it all watered. So let's start with the watering. So here's the one end of my plot. We'll get back to this stuff. But what I do is put on my watch a timer, and I let it trickle, though trickle makes it seem a lot less than I'm actually doing, a slow amount right near the root. And that helps to water deep. Today I'm doing 4 minutes because, it's late in the evening. Usually I'll do 5 minutes, and I just let it sit there, and then I go on the watch. Sorry about that, I got to touch my watch, so to reset the timer. This time I'm doing 4 minutes. Okay, so we're down here at the tomato end of the plot. I'm going to show you this guy. This is called Sun Sugar. I think I've talked about this little guy before. Got a couple are ready to harvest. Aren't they cute? They're kind of like an orange golden color, and they are super sweet, hence the name Sun Sugar. So you can see this is the first time I've done a cherry tomato in years, because, well, they're constantly getting ripe and you have to be here all the time to pick them, but I'm pretty much picking them and eating them because they're so tasty. Now, you can see I have it in a tomato cage, and I have a pole, and I don't want to blind you with the sunlight here. The tomato is actually taller than the pole, and here is where I actually topped it, and it's keeping on growing. So this pole is not strong enough for the plant, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to get a second pole, and I'll stick it right next to this pole and tie them together and hope for the best. I have some thicker bamboo poles that hold up pretty well. Okay, then we got the other tomato plants. You can see a lot of them have the curled leaves, which happens in the heat sometimes. It's not going to hurt the plant, really. It's a normal thing. This is the Amish Paste, 3 of those. You can see I got a nice little tomato forming up here. This is nice. It's been really hot, as I said, and tomatoes don't set fruit all that well when it's super hot like it's been. When the nighttime temperatures don't go below, what am I trying to say? 70 degrees, I think, is the threshold. If it stays above 70 overnight, then it's really not too good for setting fruit. That's just the way it is. So this is where the onions were. Oh, I see Loretta's watching, and she commented, no garden except for a couple of tomato plants. I have lots of flowers, worried about my flowers with the heat. Yep, it's the heat. Hopefully you'll get some, and no squirrels. I've had some real trouble with squirrels where they come by my plot and take tomatoes and take like 3 bites out of them and then drop them, just to insult you as well. Okay, so here are the 2 rows where I had onions. I have, replanted one of them, the one that's darker. That's where I watered already. That's Swiss chard. Haven't decided if I'll do anything in the other row. Then I have some green onions left from the spring, slowly picking those. They'll be done soon. And this is my fall time experiment row. Here we have my first little broccoli. I'm going to have to put a cover over it very soon because the cabbage worms are terrible here, so I'll have to protect it from insects. But well, I'll get around to it. A few carrots left, as you can see. These are all the tendersweet, which I have been harvesting some of them. You can see it's just a smattering of them left. And they have grown really long and skinny. So I'm learning how to grow these. The yayas that I had put in, the yayas that I had put in before, they were on the other half of this row. They get fatter, but not quite as long. I pulled one when I was here on Friday night that was 12.5 inches long. I've never grown a carrot that long before, but it's so skinny as well. Oh well, maybe about at the top finger size, finger width. Okay, my timer went off again. I can't believe I've been blathering on for 4 minutes already, but I did. So let's move it to the next one. You can kind of see over there. Reset the timer. I have 8 tomatoes, so 8 times 4 minutes is 32 minutes. Okay, down the final end, this is where the peas were in the spring. I've put in the peppers and cucumbers. The cucumbers, these are only 3 weeks old. Can you believe that? It's ideal conditions for cucumbers to grow. So they are growing up the string in my support here. I grow them vertically. Get nice straight cucumbers, nice clean cucumbers. And while I'm here, I'm going to twist the vine around the string here. That helps guide them up the string. They don't naturally twist. Eventually, you can see on this one, it's already got one of these tendrils, and that'll reach out and grab onto things and help it climb up. So, very exciting. In the middle, I put a few zinnias, and as you can see, some of them came up. I had to replant, where you can see there's kind of a blank spot. They should be sprouting anytime. And back on the peppers. So these two guys are lunchbox red. You can see I got a little pepper. How about that? Oh, there he is. It's not red yet, obviously. It's just going to be a little pepper. And this is called Big Bertha. Got a little baby Big Bertha. Big Bertha are like the ones that, there, now you can see it. Big Bertha are the ones you see in the grocery store. Well, a lot like them. I don't know if it's exactly that variety. But, yeah, they're coming along well. This one almost died. I'd not been able to get up to the garden when it was really hot. I think it was the week before last, and it was looking really wilty, but it came back. All right, cool. So continuing the watering here, this is some more the other side of the tomatoes. You might have noticed that some of the bottom leaves of the tomatoes tend to dry up, and that's normal. They don't, you know, they kind of serve their purpose for the plant early on when it's a younger plant, and then they kind of die off, and I usually clip them off, partially because I like them neater. You know, I like to keep my garden neat and organized, but partially because they can attract rot and some disease from the water that splashes up from the ground. And this here is the other, this is a slicer tomato called Park's Whopper. And I used to have some really nice ones, but those little stinkers, the squirrels, got all of my green tomatoes. Hopefully they'll leave the higher ones out. So I think, let me turn around here. Hi again. And just wrapping up for now. Hope your garden's going well. The tomatoes love this weather. I mean, aside from setting fruit, but they really like the hot and lots of sun. So hoping for a wonderful crop. Well, happy gardening, everyone, and I will see you next time.